Hey there, guys. We've got news for Global on January 25th. And this news video, I did have a guest lined up, but this time it was my fault. I had something come up last minute. I had to postpone for 2 hours, and at that point it was too late for the guest. They weren't able to make it. So, for a second week in a row, you get to have just me talking about the news. So this one, thankfully for the most part, we've already kind of covered it a little bit in the stream recap video. But Chains of Fate Morray. But before we get into it, I will just say, what happened to the news format? If you'll notice, it's now this, not very pretty basic format. It used to be, really pretty with the banners like this. If you're going to skip ahead a little bit, like it used to have, it was pretty. Now it's not pretty, but it's whatever. It's functional. We have the news, but for whatever reason, we're not getting the cool little artwork of the banner news. Anyway, Chains of Fate, Morray, I don't know, who cares? It's the new Clash of Wills unit. Also with a special vision card. We'll talk about more about that in a minute. Because I'm a little bit rushing, because like I said, I was busy when I expected to do the news video, and now I kind of want to get this out. But anyway, so I didn't do the math to see what the pity is. I'm going to assume it's the usual non-premium pity. And the rate-up bonuses are Esther, Hayo, and Veritas of the Frost. So this is, honestly pretty awesome. Because these are, well, for 2 out of 3 at least. Because Hayo and Veritas of the Frost are both premiums, and they're both very, very recent, and best of all, they're both very good units. So the fact that those are rate-ups on the banner is really nice. Usually there's one decent unit in the rate-up pool, sometimes more, but usually it's maybe one, and then you've got Quistis. And yes, Yin Yang, that was for you. I'm picking on Quistis yet again in a video. It was just kind of funny because I don't actually dislike Quistis. I actually liked Quistis quite a bit in Final Fantasy VIII. My dislike for Quistis is only exclusive to Brave Exvius because she's terrible on Brave Exvius. But anyway, back on track. So yeah, Hayo and Veritas of the Frost are both rate-ups. I personally could use both of them. I've got them both at EX2. They're in the Shard Dungeon. I wouldn't mind getting closer to EX3. I think my Hayo is 1 copy away from EX3. I'm 100 shards away on Veritas of the Frost. I need 2 of them. And then Esther. Really, really old unit. She's still... Is she functional? Not really. As a tank, she's fine. She's fine as a tank. Kind of, not even really, because she has terrible mitigations for the party. But as a self-centered tank of her own, she's fine as a physical tank. But yeah, she doesn't really do mitts for the party at all. But it's whatever. But anyway, she is a premium, and she is also the only other option beyond Morray for the Clash of Wills Vertex abilities, is what she's getting. So if you don't have Esther, I guess you're a brand new player because she's been around forever, and she's been brought back onto banners 3 or 4 times over the last 2 years. But anyway, we're talking more about the off banners as opposed to the actual unit itself. So Morray with our new strange looking news format. Again, I'm not going to go over it a ton because we already did all this in the recap video. I'm just going to go over the new information. So True Brave Shift, permanent duration. Awesome. That's mostly it for the new information. Yeah, it's really kind of it. The rest of this we all knew from the live stream. So yeah, I guess if you want to more detailed about her, either wait for my Thursday evening, or no, Wednesday, depends on your time zones. For me, Wednesday evening data mine video of Morray after we know the entire kit. I'll talk more about her then. But she's coming on Thursday. So about that vision card, and I was drinking a lot of coffee while I was out too, so I'm a little wired right now, but whatever. Anyway, about that vision card. So the vision card, hers is who cares? It's It's fine, technically speaking, but it's whatever. No, this vision card. This is the new one. Also, I really like the art. The art's a little bit lewd, I would have to say. It's sketchy. It's more like the War of the Visions territory at that point, but it looks good, though. But anyway, so it's only 140 attack power, which is not that great. So the card itself is I don't know. Like, didn't we already have a one? No, we had a 170 card, the Richt card on a special step up. Yeah, so they're like going way backwards on this. Yeah, we had that 170 Richt card for light units like 2 weeks ago. So why are we backpedaling all the way to 140? In any case, like the card, it does have the Reaper Killer, and it is targetable Reaper Killer, and there's no series restriction. So for like a utility card to give this to like your Sylvie or your Melissa and let them buff Reaper Killer, that's really nice. As far as putting the card on an actual damage dealer, not for veterans. If you're a newer player, I guess, but for veterans, you've got way better than this. I really do like the artwork on it, though. Anyway, so unit updates. You know, I saw the unit updates news, and I was getting, like, really excited. Like, oh, we're getting actual unit updates. No. It's just this one single ability on Stupid Esther. The Vertex skill that breaks the gauge or whatever. So, yeah, we knew about this in the live stream, and like, why are they not fixing the LB? The LB that removes your imperil fields. That has been a bane of this unit for 2-something years. This is the moment to fix it. But they're not doing it. So, yeah. So normally I don't really talk about login bonuses because kind of whatever. Almost always, or maybe always, the login bonus is like a little quirky reference to pop culture or something like that. I gotta be honest here, a lot of the times I don't really recognize the references because they're like I just don't recognize them either. They're too obscure for me. I don't get them. Like when the unit came out and the vision card thing, was it the vision card? No. Something about the unit said kunai with chain, and like Discord chat blew up like, kunai with chain! That's from Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm like, oh yeah, the card game. As funny as it is, as much as I love card games, I don't really play Yu-Gi-Oh! I know what it is, I just don't play it. So I didn't really get the reference, but I get this one. Whips and Chains login bonus. That is from a song that I love. That's Rihanna's song. I mean, you know, pain is for pleasure and all that. What the lyrics go? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but chains and whips excite me. That's my song. I love that song so much. So yes, I get this reference. We're talking about Rihanna's S&M. Let's go all the way. Whips and chains excite me. But anyway, you know, I got that reference. There you go. And then Clash of Wills. So the new feature is Mania Mode, which we already knew about from the live stream type stuff. So this is, again, I'm not 1,000% how this all works. We're going to have to figure this out on Thursday. And as usual, I'm going to attempt to live stream on Thursday morning. We'll see if I can get it done. But it all depends, you know, schedule, timing, maintenance, what's going on. But I should be live streaming on Thursday, and we'll attempt to figure this out. Now, as far as Morray goes, I don't really know if I'm going to be pulling her or not. It really depends on the data mine. Like, the data mine, if it's good, I'll probably pull her. If it's not, then, you know, big skip. That we're going to find out on Thursday. But as far as Clash of Wills, you know, we'll at least be trying it. So there's a little bit of new information for here. Not too much. Most of this is stuff we already knew, but there's a few new things in here. So let's try to find it. So as far as Vertex abilities, just Esther and Morray. No one else. We already kind of assumed that from the live stream. Now it's basically confirmed. Just these two. So if you don't pull Morray, you have to pull Esther, or you have to have Esther to get this done. Because, yeah, and I already went through the whole, you know, song and dance about why I don't love that, but you get the idea. So here's the, I guess, the level 5 sprite. Honestly speaking, I'm a little bit less cool about this sprite because honestly, it looks like a flower. Like you almost can't even see the unit. It looks literally like a flower, not even a human at all. It's too many sparkles. Like too many sparkles, you lose focus of the. Like I'm looking directly at it. I know it's like a ninja, and I barely see him. Maybe that's like intentional. Like, oh, the ninja's hiding in the shadows or whatever. I don't know. I just think it looks a little bit too busy for my taste. I like the one they previewed during the live stream a little bit more. Anyway, so uses non-elemental. You know what? I'm kind of thinking that this boss is probably going to be a physical tank boss. And if the boss is a physical tank boss, then at the very least, Esther goes from absolutely useless dead slot to being your tank. And she can be your tank. Now, she can't do mitigation for the party. And that's well, it depends. It actually might not be a problem. It honestly depends if the boss even deals damage to your party. If the boss does exclusively tank damage, well, then I guess you don't really need mitigation for the party. Because Esther does do self-mitigation. But something like Esther plus Melissa would probably be a relatively good combo, because Melissa can do 80% general, 80% magic for the party, and then, it's not going to work, because Melissa literally doesn't even have oh, no, I think she does. She has +2 at 50% for physical mitigation, but she doesn't have 75, and neither does Esther for AoE, or does she? I don't know. In any case, I haven't used Esther as a tank in a really long time. We'll figure that out as we go. Or if it's a magical, because he does do magical attacks, and if it's a magical attack fight, I mean, we're bringing Abigail, maybe Elena, stuff like that. Removes resistances to blind, poison, and zombie, so that's kind of good. It's good that it doesn't do it to paralyze, petrify, etc. Those are the ones you want to never, ever, ever be unresistible. Blind, poison, and zombie are who cares? Zombie could potentially be a problem. It really depends on Melissa. Melissa. Oh God, I can't even. I was gonna say bring an EX2 Melissa that doesn't do the auto re-raise, but actually, if you're doing her LB for mitigation, you can't stop the re-raise from happening. What a pain. We'll figure that out. I guess we could maybe use Sylvie? No, Sylvie can't do mitigation. My God, mitigation is... Who's going to do mitigation for the party? Esther can't do it for the party, not at a good level. You can't do Melissa because it's going to re-raise the party every time. You can't do Sylvie because hers only lasts for 3 turns and is gone forever. So who's doing mitigation for the party? If it's a physical tank fight. I mean, if we're taking Abigail or Elena, that's fine. We can do their... I guess you could bring Elena as a damage dealer? Not really. Oh God, no. That's almost worse than a dead slot. Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure that out too. And then adds Dark to his own physical attack. That's pretty cool, unless he does a 5,000%. Oh, who absorbs Dark permanently? A few units do. No tanks do, though. I was thinking Lilith can do, but no, Lilith's Dark Absorb is just 1 turn. Oh! We could tank with Lilith. No, we can't tank with Lilith, because we're tanking with Lilith. The problem is, then Esther's back to being a totally dead slot. We could damage deal with Lilith, have Lilith be a damage dealer, then she's still applying mitigation to the party while dealing damage. Esther could still be the tank, but I don't know. The problem is, I haven't built a team yet, and I'm just brainstorming an idea. I'm going to do that later. Let's continue. So, Shinobi of Unknown Origin. Here's the Vertex. No, not Vertex. There's too many new names. Focus abilities. So the focus abilities are different kinds. This one, I believe, is the 3,000 focus ability. This one is the 900 focus ability. So the 3,000 is on, the expensive units. All the recent premiums, and then the traps, like Ignis and Gladiator. I guess Gladiator is technically free. Only free to EX1, though. So that's going to be a little... And he'd be, so much of a dead slot, too. Super dead slot. But anyway, and then as for the older ones... this is all the older, so except for these. So these are getting the good ones, and then the older ones are getting the bad one. So all the Royal Arms and Final Fantasy 15. So, you can bring Aranea to do a 900 buff, but please don't. Please don't. Other stuff is that doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. So the final morale gauge is a turn unlimited one. We knew about the new Celestite Orb. Once again, they're not telling us what Gilded Mystique does. I can't wait to find out what that does. I'm very curious about that. And then, same thing here. LBs for casters. I'm looking forward to know what that is on Thursday. Here's the new Clash of Wills shop. As far as units, Nora's fine. Dwayne is decent. The rest of these are just big skip. Like, don't use your drops on these. Although we are getting more drops per month now. So I guess, kind of, sort of. Maybe you can afford it. But these new material are actually pretty nice. So this one is 80% Earth and Fire resist. And then a little bit of HP, but who cares? It's 80 Earth and Fire. This is not like... I mean, it is the highest for the combo of those. It's not like super special because we already got Elric's STMR that does 60 to both. He's a 5-star even. I think Mestina's STMR does both of these. I could be wrong there. Or Ellie's STMR, one of those two. But those are only 60. This is 8. This is really good. I'm definitely buying both copies. And then here we go again. Enable Stalwart Heart for this other one. What the hell is Stalwart Heart? Like, give me the information. Come on. What is going on here? So 100 Defense and Spirit double hand, which is still nice. I'd still get it anyway. But what is this? What is Stalwart Heart? Need more information. Anyway, that's kind of it. So, yeah. So, I guess Thursday morning, Wednesday evening, whenever the data mine is available during maintenance, I will take a look at Morray. We will see if she is, must pull, super skip, or somewhere in between. And then on Thursday, we'll try to do Clash of Wills. That's the only content, though. We have nothing else. No raid, no story event, no story update. They're not, we didn't get a story update in January. Is it? No, technically the next week is going to be February 1st. So yeah, I guess January we're not getting a story update period to the main storyline. The season 4 story. Big sad face. Yeah, so step up banner and Clash. That is it. That is it. And that's it for the news. And again, big thanks to my guest that was going to, be here 2 hours ago. I had to step away and, run an errand. But anyway, we got it done. So see you Wednesday night.